The tuners are having a big grand party and everyone has to come looking their finest, their fanciest, and clearly Snot Rod, Wingo, and DJ got the memo for the party, but Boost just came looking his regular old street clothes self. Man, what are you doing, Boost? Come on, man, at least put something nice on. No, but in all seriousness, guys, for the last 3 years, I have been collaborating with Shane Cooper on a batch of customs of video game paint jobs, whether it be from Cars Fast as Lightning, which most of them have been from, or the Cars 2 video game, or even some of the older ones from the late 2000s, which are now like 15 plus years old, which is crazy. And actually, we've done one tuner each of those years, and this year is Snot Rod's turn. Next year, I probably will try and do a boost of some sort, but to be quite honest with you guys, I'm not a big fan of any of Boost paint jobs in Cars Fast as Lightning, which is where all three of these other paint jobs came from. Snot Rods, Wingos, and DJs, which I reviewed the last couple years. I'll leave the links for those in the description below, and Card Session Pop-Up. We did Party Time Wingo first, and then Stay Gold DJ last year. I love doing these things, and big shout out to Shane Cooper for working with me, taking my ideas, and bringing them to life. He really is unrivaled in the custom world, does fantastic work, and this year's batch was the biggest yet. So if you've been following along, you know there's usually like 6 to 7 customs. This year we have, I think, 12 or so that we will be reviewing. Not all video game customs, but a lot of them are. 2 of them are in the background of this video, so maybe if you're an eagle eye, you could spot them and you will know what they are because they are from Cars Fast as Lightning here. But yeah, I mean, Boost has like a neon black and green one and like a light purple one. I don't know, guys. I'm trying to go for the most different kind of paint job. That's what I love about Party Time Wingo, because he's literally pink. Now, there are 2 paint jobs for Snot Rod in the game. There is this jet black one, which I will put a few images of there on the screen. And then there is a green one, which I think they kind of refer to as the neon paint job, but it really is just, instead of orange, a lime green version of Snot Rod, which is cool and all, but I was a little bit more attracted to this jet black version because it's basically like Snot Rod, but inverted colors. Instead of being mainly orange with a black stripe, he is black with an orange yellowish stripe. Now, I did not know Shane was going to do this, but he gave Snot Rod a brand new, absolutely incredible expression. Might be my favorite part about this custom, because we're so used to seeing Snot Rod with the same expression every single time, just looking straight down the middle. Now, this is his Chinese release, and when they started making him from Thailand, they did kind of change up the expression, burrow his eyes a little bit, even though the mouth didn't really change. And so at least there was some change there, and I love this metallic version they did in 2020. Either way, it doesn't even come close to having him look off to the side here, which is very similar to his art actually from the video game, so I'm sure that's why Shane did it. And by the way, guys, if you want to try and inquire or commission a custom of your own, just reach out to him on Facebook or Instagram. Both links are in the description below. I get asked countless times, where do I get my customs? Whether it be from Shane, Jim Scavenger, Jared Darrow, someone else, I always leave the contact info in the description of that video. So just go ahead and take a look at it. By the way, take a look at GetMeCollecitlbes if you need any cars. If you need just regular Snot Rod, he's got all that on his eBay store. I was going to say check, and then I thought about saying take, and then I combined them into shake, which actually kind of sounds nice. Hopefully it's not anything bad. I wouldn't know. I have no idea. Sometimes I combine words and it could get me into trouble. But yes, he looks fantastic. I love the blown engine. It's always been just such a unique part of Snot Rod that really gets overlooked a lot these days because he is such an old classic iconic character, but no one really appreciates anymore how just unique his model is. They never used anything really just like this again. Now, RT, for example, is kind of similar, but doesn't have the exhaust pipes and most certainly doesn't have the blown engine last time I checked. Now, Shane made it a little bit darker, a little bit more realistic looking than how they've done it on the diecast. Mattel has, given a little bit more of a gunmetal, industrial, metallic gray, silver look. You do have the orange circles in there. I'm not sure what those are called. They kind of flicker when he revs his engine. It's really cool, but I don't really know what they are. But either way, look how much more realistic this looks than Mattel's blown engine on the Chinese version here. This is one of the more recent releases from 2016. See, it was made on the 351st day of 2015. And yeah, they give him a very plasticky looking light. It's almost white, which is just kind of silly. Blown engine. Now, when he was made way back in 2006, when the first Cars movie came out, he did have a slightly better looking engine, but yeah, they really not done a good job with it in recent years, and Shane corrected that. Now, I do think, yeah, wow, Shane's has this fantastic looking mouth here. This was the expression that they used on Snot Rod with Flames. Huh. Yeah, so he did use a Chinese version of Snot Rod here. As you can see, Disney Pixar made in China. And it looks like the date stamp is up here. 2523 EAA. That makes sense, because I believe Snot Rod with Flames was released in 2014, but he was also released in 2013. Interesting there. He must have just shaved off the flames, which would make sense because the exhaust pipes do not look as they do when he doesn't have the flames. You can see they are a little bit more connected, a little bit more molded together, like the circles aren't as carved out. So I would assume he literally just chopped off the flames for this custom, which just is awesome, because I didn't tell him to do that, but I'm so glad he did, because I definitely prefer when he's got his mouth open like this. Definitely adds a little bit more character to the diecast, whereas, again, this one just pretty typical mouth closed, resting, and then his eyes looking straight down the middle where you can't even see anything. Poor guy. This is how he should be. Really, really looking cool. You got the grill there. He does still have his same tires with the red line stripe, which is super classic. Reminds me of some Hot Wheels and how they have done some red line releases, and that's kind of very indicative of a Hot Wheel. You do have this yellow orangish stripe going across him that has the Snot Rod text over in the back here, which is just like how the real deal has it, just with a black stripe. Really cool, because you can't find this font. It's not like you could find this font on Google, or DaFont or some of the websites. Pretty sure Shane Cooper recreated that from scratch, so that was super impressive. What a phenomenal job. You got the taillights on the back here. No license plate needed, although he does have one on the regular version here, along with the SR logo standing for Snot Rod. And his license plate even says Snot Rod. The text above it says Drag City, by the way. Back when Mattel did very clear looking decals so you could read some of that stuff. Now, if Thailand did that, it would be completely unreadable. And actually, yeah, we could take a look here on the Thailand metallic version. Yep, like I just said, you can't read the text above Snot Rod. I'm kidding you. I'm not even kidding you guys. You can't read that. You would not know it says Drag City unless you had already seen it on the Chinese version, right? But regardless, though, this is still a really cool release from Thailand. Love that they did they just did Snot Rod metallic. They had done DJ way back in 2010. Would absolutely love Boost or Wingo metallic. Wingo would be tough because he's got all those decals, but Boost, man, he would look sick. This guy's so reflective. You could see my thumbprints on him. But yeah, now we got some really awesome Snot Rods add to the family over the last couple of years here. And man, I would get as many tuner variants as I possibly could. With Boost, I might try and go for just a completely original paint job for next year. I really want to do a Boost, guys. Don't get me wrong. And maybe I just will carve or cave and do one of the ones from Cars Fast as Lightning. They aren't that bad. They aren't bad at all. When compared to some of the other ones in the game, especially looking at the batch for this year, I was like, I would do a boost and a snot rod, but man, like some of these other ones, maybe you could see them in the background, just are way cooler. They just trump all of Boost's paint job options. So that's just kind of my thoughts on it. We'll see going forward. But yeah, guys, that will be it for Jet-Black Snot Rod, one of my new favorites in my collection here. But the question is, what the hell is the best, elegant, alternative paint job road hazard, delinquent road hazard tuner? And Boost, unfortunately, like we just talked about, you may have to get your invite. You might not be re-invited to the party for a while. Maybe not till next year. But you got Party Time Wingo, Jet-Black Snot Rod, and Stay Gold DJ. I have to say, I think Party Time Wingo is still my favorite. I mean, you got yellow wheels, you're pink. You got all this color to them. Definitely a like top 5 custom of just a diecast in my collection. Stay Gold DJ is pretty cool as well. But at the end of the day, he is just like a gold gradient colored version of DJ. I do like Snot Rod probably a little bit more than DJ because of the expression that Shane was able to give him. But yeah, we will see going forward. I definitely hope to do a boost. But yeah, I don't think they ever gave him any paint jobs in any other video games. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, guys, as per usual, really appreciate your support. We have a lot more custom reviews coming down the pipeline. I'm going to kind of stretch it out over the course of the year. If you guys don't know, the batch that we had last year from Shane Cooper, I think the last review from that batch was the Sergio Perez Francesco Bernoulli, and I don't think that came out until sometime in September. The Igniter stock car was the second to last or whatever as well. So at least I got the video game customs out first, but I did want to save those because those are a little bit more exciting. You know, you guys know how I like to do it. Save the best for last. However, I couldn't resist with Snot Rod here, but I will say I don't think he's the best of the batch, which really will speak volumes to how just insanely good this batch of racers is. The next one, I'll tease you guys, will either be this version of the King, which is not from a video game, or whatever that is over there. Can you tell what that is? Some keen eyes will. Some of those who have played the video game certainly will. All right, bye now.